chance wildcard tournaments that will take place in each region in September. Win one of those, and boom, you're in. You'll be gate-crashing the Contenders Cup with all the other contenders, where an almighty clash of wills shall decide the final players who get to take part in the World Grand Prix. So this year, we are giving even more people even more chances than ever to win cash, just for playing Shadowverse. Our 2018 Global Esports calendar now covers 120 countries. And if winning money and basking in esports glory all sounds a bit like too much effort, just sit back and relax. We'll be streaming Shadowverse Esports all year round on the official channel so you can watch the best players in the world slug it out week to week. It's never been a better time for competitive Shadowverse. What are you waiting for? Go check out shadowverseopen.com.
Just how far do these skies stretch? And what could be waiting for us on the other side? Back when we first asked those questions, we had no idea where the wind would carry us. But now, we're ready to soar, onward across the great blue skies to that fabled island. We each have powers hidden deep inside, powers that we'll use to stand against fate. Some battles we won't be able to avoid. We've seen how hard it is to run from conflict. But we've got to...
Welcome back to the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Skies Take 2 Cup. Now, Ignatius,
yep.
For just a moment, I need you to bow your head. Humbly bow your head. Because we here from the Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Circuit would like to humbly apologize for the technical difficulties that we have experienced during the stream. We know that all of you guys watching up, don't break the ice. Just keep your head down. Keep your head down. We know that all of you guys watching from all over the world have been having a lot of fun watching this Take 2 action here from the Southeast Asia Oceania region. And we humbly apologize for the computer explosion that took one of our staff members just now. We know that you guys have been tuning in. You've been having a lot of fun. And with that, let's move on. Pick your head up.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi.
Who was that guy anyway? Who cares? move on with the tournament.
Hey, no. We value the production team very much here. Excuse me.
He was new. He didn't know anything. He ruined it. Yeah. He ruined it all. Yeah. Now, look, what's going on, guys? Majid Obama here with Ignatius. We unfortunately had a bit of a hiccup going on during that last set. So let's quickly recap it, right? We have Bhima versus, they tell me it's Bhima now. I've been saying BMA for 6 months. They tell me it's Bhima.
Bhima.
Whatever his name is. Bhima from New Zealand going up against
Dream Life at DL.
That's right, your man from Malaysia. So what happened was we had a 2-game set. First game was Dragoncraft mirror match, right? Yep. Bhima opts to go with the Jervis pick.
And he won with it.
He pulls it, runs it, pulls a well-timed Frenzy Drake, gets a Dragoncraft follower right after to be able to contend with the Poseidon pick from Dream Life, right?
Yep.
Well-timed pick and well-timed buff pick in the following turn to be able to wipe the board, take the win that way. Next match comes up, Bhima opts for Forestcraft. Going up against Dream Life DL's Portalcraft deck, right? And we were talking at the beginning of that set, right, how the loss of Wood of Brambles, which is, again, a Wonderland Dreams card, right? So in Take 2 format, it's the most recent 4 expansions. Dream Life, Wonderland Dreams right now is on the 5th spot, which is why it's okay in rotation, but not in Take 2, right? So it's on the outside looking in here. Despite that loss, which has really big implications, I think, in the Portalcraft matchup, like you were saying, because of the
puppets.
Yeah, because of the way puppets run into these Forestcraft followers. Despite that, Bhima was actually able to kind of swarm him over in the beginning and get the win. Yeah, Bhima 2-0 over Dream Life DL, his top 10 leaderboard for the Southeast Asia Oceania region rival here. And Bhima now going to lock himself a semifinal spot and at least 14 points here today.
Yeah, and really proved us wrong about how that matchup would go, too, because we were saying that without the Brood of Brambles, it becomes pretty rough for the Forestcraft, but he was able to just curve out, landed an Owl Bear with Ambush, and then just swung face for 6 and took it home. So that's a 2-0 for Bhima, moving up. He's going to get at least 14 points now in this tournament.
Good stuff.
I think you were saying during the break, too, that all his competitors would have to try and conspire against him to bring him down at this point.
So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, he guarantees himself at least 14 spots here, at least 14 points. He's already occupying the #1 spot. So, again, just kind of extending his lead at this point. But coming up next is your man, Red from New Zealand. Put your Kiwis in the air. This dude, last time we were here, right?
Mm-hmm. And he won the last time, too.
He won that rotation.
After a huge hiatus as well. So he's coming back and he's proven that he's still got it.
After a big hiatus, and remember, that was fresh off of the Nerf bats and fresh off of the new expansion, right? We were only like 3 or 4 days deep.
Mm-hmm.
And Red came in here and just stunned everybody, took the win home. And as a result, right, he's kind of looking to be able to make a statement here in this event here today. Be able to at least put some stop signs up for some of these other guys who are competing for points right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think Red actually is one of these players who thrives more when the meta is new, because I don't know if you see him on Twitter, but he's always posting those tier lists like as soon as the expansion comes out. Because as soon as the expansion comes out, he starts grinding with all these different decks just to see what's what, and then he starts telling people, hey, this is what I think. So when expansion is new, I feel like he's one of the people who's at the forefront of figuring out what's good and what's bad. So maybe that's one of his strengths. Now the mini expansion just came out, he should have a better feel for how these decks go.
For sure. And it's a good thing that he does that on Twitter and not to his mom, because we saw what happened last time when his mom kept walking in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's did not look too happy. But here we go. Red now going into his draft. Going into the last couple picks here. I got to imagine you go left with this, right?
The Canyon of the Dragons is usually an auto pick in Dragoncraft, I think, most of the time. He's thinking whether or not he values the ward from the Hatchling or the Rush
or the
Rider.
Rush, yeah.
But I think the Canyon of the Dragons is a safe pick here every single time. And this is actually a really important match for Red as well, because he's going up against Goms. Now, Goms and Red go way back 2 years ago.
Talk to me. You know I like the lore.
2 years ago.
Tell me what happened.
Red and Goms were in the finals of one of the first tournaments
He said something about his mom, huh?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the interpersonal details. But in terms of the bracket, they were in the finals, and Red was set up to win, and then Goms just slapped them down and denied Red that championship. So for Red, this is sort of like a grudge match. He wants to definitely take revenge from that whole 2 years ago. And I know that he's holding this grudge because he tweeted about it. So there you go.
Red, that's what I'm saying, guys. If you're from New Zealand, put your Kiwis in the air right now. Last time we saw Goms go up against Red, Goms picked him up, blew his back out. Red now fighting for a chance of redemption.
Oh, yeah.
What you got for me, though, big dog? So here we go. Zemister Dragon's Flame going up against Zoe and Force of Dragon. I have to go. You go right, right?
Ooh,
he actually went left, yeah.
I think you go left because the Avowed Strike is a lot of draw, and drawing is super important in Take-Two, so you never fizzle out. Zoe is not that good in Take-Two because you can't build your deck tailored specifically around it. And it's really risky because you can't play Zoe into an Azirahaka because you're not going to get those a lot of the time.
And you're not necessarily guaranteed to have both of those cards, right? So you can't really emphasize that combo. What about Force of the Dragon? Not as effective in Take-Two?
It depends what you're fighting against. If you're up against a dragon, not so great, right? So I think the safer pick was to pick this Renitra there, which would give you more bodies and allow you to develop the board more. And in Take-Two, it's all about the board and being able to have answers for your opponent's stuff. So it was an interesting decision, and definitely it could have gone either way, but I think the left slightly went out there. And looks like he agrees. Red showing his chops in Take-Two here.
Yeah, look at that flare too, man. SEAO Open rotation champion. We just brought it up a little while ago. Look at him flexing it.
He's you gotta show the competition what's what, right? Especially when you're up against Goms after all these years.
That's right, bro. He's an alpha, bro. You gotta be able to flex on him. You gotta look when you're in the lobby. Just being like, bro, you know who I am? I won the rotation cup.
You can see the difference between their flares too. Goms had the weekly champion. He had rotation.
No, I'm rotation
champion. Okay, don't step to this. And I know it's been 2 years since then, but I've trained in the mountains to beat you.
But the thing is, right now, Goms is ranked 5th place on the SEAO leaderboards right now. And again, to me, again, the biggest story is the point differentials, right? Between 1st place and 5th place, 8-9 points separate. Right? And of course, that's going to change after this tournament today, but that's not a lot. So now Goms from Thailand here fighting to be able to get into the mix for real this time. Be able to try to guarantee himself at least 14 points and be able to climb that leaderboard. Put himself in a position where he can have a good performance in the Unlimited Cup next month. All of a sudden, bam. All of a sudden, he's now on the inside.
That's right. If Goms comes first in this tournament, I think he jumps to 2nd place.
He would tie for second. He would tie for second.
But that's a huge jump as well. Again, these tournaments are neck and neck because, like you were saying, the SEAO doesn't really get that many opportunities to play in these offlines, on these onlines. So the points really matter each and every single time.
For sure.
All right, looks like it's going to be Dragoncraft versus Portalcraft here. Gon's got the Portalcraft pick.
And we talked about this last time too, right? I like that Red has a pencil and paper at all
Oh,
times.
yeah, for sure.
Always being able to. No, for sure. Stop laughing, Chuzan. I'm serious. No, that's dope. When you're playing a match, you're able to take notes like that. A lot of people, I feel like they always want to keep it upstairs, right? But it's very easy to forget stuff like this.
Oh, yeah. And what I really like is when the players don't have a pencil and paper, and they just start doing crazy stuff with their hands. Like I saw this last year in the World Grand Prix. Akamura Red wasn't given a pen and paper, so when he was counting the opponent's fairies, he was like doing all these ninjutsu symbols to try and keep track of what the opponent's got.
You got to hit him with the lion, tiger, bear. You gotta
hit
him with the hand signs.
That's actually really the mark of a mindful
real
player.
ninja. When you can summon animals like that?
I mean the whole taking notes thing.
Oh.
Like it's a mark of a mindful player to be able to keep track of your opponent's stuff so you have all the knowledge available and you have every out to make the best decision that you can.
And right now Gom's putting out that stone ward piece. Again, requiring a good bit of investment to be able to get the most out of it, but against these dragon followers from Red,
yeah, it's not too
much of a threat.
It's actually one of those followers that's unexpectedly good in Take-Two, right? You'd think that a 3-3 ward can't attack isn't that great, but when you're, again, in Take-Two, you're always fighting for the board. Getting something overstated that puts something in the way.
Especially early on,
yeah,
right? In those before turn 4, before Evo turns, right?
And it sort of shores up your bad matches against aggressive decks, right? Like in that BMA Forestcraft versus Dreamlife Portalcraft thing, if Dreamlife had a Cursed Stone early on, maybe that outcome of that game would have changed. Assless Rider comes out. It's actually going to evolve over the Cursed Stone here.
That man can ride. Look at him go.
And I imagine that these other two go face, right? You don't want to spend all these resources into... Because the Cruel Puppet Master has Clash as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be giving him...
You don't want to activate that Clash effect. Be able to give it any more than you have to.
Yeah, that's right. Now, on turn 5 here, what is Goms going to do? He has the Dirk Steel Arm Butler, which has Rush. But again, it's just really awkward to deal with this 4-1. The other option is that you can get a Puppet out. And this works okay, because now you can use the Puppet to deal with the 4-1. Or, ooh, actually this is a lot better. I didn't realize he had Mana Pistol Merc in hand.
Gets the full clear, and now the Puppet runs into the Basilisk, neutralizing that threat.
That's really good. That's especially good.
That's an optimized play. Yeah, that was optimized.
Especially good against Dragon Aficionado, because they have all these 1 health followers, and then you clear them all.
White Worm coming out, opting to put the Evo point on him, just to be able to try to contend with this board.
This is kind of rough, man. Red's already spending 2 of his evolve points, and he's not developing the board that much.
He's had to invest those 2 Evo points just to be able to make neutral trades, right?
Yeah.
And actually, his board is still not developed as a result.
Oh yeah, and that's rough. Now we're seeing that Goms has the Lowain here, so it's pretty easy to just run the 3-1 into the 2-3 and then play Lowain. Or you could just do it this way as well. Just keep the follower on the board.
My man Dirk the Diggler in.
Dirk the Diggler, that's his name.
And then boom, run over right over him. Cruel Puppeteer gonna run face now?
Oh, for sure, for sure. He's considering whether or not to evolve it aggressively here.
Thinking, whether or not that he was gonna invest the Evo into it. Opts not to.
I like saving it though, because Dragoncraft, as we know, has Poseidon, has a bunch of giant followers.
Save those Evo points for those bigger threats that come later on.
Exactly. Because if you leave those up, that's a huge deal. Like if you leave up oh, that actually worked out really well for him. But if you leave up those huge followers like this, then it ends up being a... You can't deal with it if you don't have the evolve points on your side, right? But I don't know if you can deal with this effectively either way. This dragon can't be attacked, so the only way for Goms to deal with this really is to...
Through effects.
Either play the Dimension Rift, or the Otherworld Rift rather, or he could have played the Blade of the Gaps and then got rid of the can't be attacked effect and then evolved into it, but that seems a little too cute, right? Sometimes you just play the most straightforward play and it's the best way to do it. I think oh, this is interesting. Do you play the Poseidon or the Canyon of the Dragons here, right? Do you prefer the onboard more stats now or the investment into more stats later on?
I'd imagine maybe you save Poseidon, right? Maybe,
maybe.
go upper a Canyon right now, and it looks like Red agrees.
Because you're not in a really pressured spot right now.
Yeah, because Poseidon can double as a defensive measure too, right?
For sure.
If Goms comes back and he's able to reverse this board somehow, you still have Poseidon to rely on. Put those 2 ward pieces out there like that. You still have a defensive piece to be able to rely on there. Canyon of the Dragons doesn't really work that way as much, quite as effectively.
In fact, quite the opposite. If you're in a if they're being super aggressive, the Canyon of the Dragons can often lose you the game because you can't evolve the dragon that comes out of it, so it's not very defensive at all. So this is probably the best spot to play Canyon of the Dragons here, even though the Poseidon would have been the better play on curve in terms of play point efficiency. Ooh, gets an analyzing. That's the play. You just play the Ancient War Machine here and evolve the 5-6 over 5-5 and then run the 2 to the face. I like that.
We're actually going to Evo on the Black Iron. Right over this dragon.
But you know, that Canyon of the Dragons is going to keep making dudes.
That's the thing.
I wonder how much the Adram like. Ooh, that's a nice draw. That trades really well. So you can trade the 1-4-4 into the 7-3. The Zanisha goes over the 2-2, and then the other 4-4 into the 4-1. You have a pretty strong board. Ooh. You also get a 5-5 off the back of this Canyon.
Yeah.
Red is really getting rewarded here.
Goms definitely has to be feeling the pressure right now, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That substitution is going to help.
That substitution, yeah, that he can make something happen with that, right? But even so, there's still just really, really big threats now.
Because how do you deal with this 5-5 right now? And then another one's coming off.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. There's another one coming.
It's another one and another one. That's the strength of Canyon of the Dragons in the first place.
They just channel DJ Khaled like that?
Yeah, basically. Okay, so the puppet goes into the 2-1. Yes, yes. Then, what's the play now? You can evolve the Rackham over, but then that's a neutral trade. You don't really want to be doing that. The other way is to play the Devil of the Gaps and trade it over, and then develop the Lowain off the back. Then you'd be using an evolve point. I mean, you're using an evolve point either way, so I think that's probably the best play. And you have to do it the 5-5 for sure. Like, how? You're going to leave a 5-5 up? I don't think so. You could also just play the Mystic Artifact and hope that the ward sticks. Yeah, I think you play the... Okay. Interesting.
Stack his deck with some more artifacts.
I like this, actually. He's going
to
go
the
wide.
analyzing. Yeah.
Go wide and hope that Red doesn't have Force of the Dragon. We saw in the draft that he
opted not to pick up that Force of the Dragon in. This situation would really help out here, but here we go. Here's the defensive activation here from the side.
Poseidon. Oh, but you're not getting the 5-5 here anymore, hey? That's kind of a, that was kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's awkward, yeah.
Maybe it was better to play another follower there then. Maybe you play the Albacore plus Singer instead, because then you'd still get your 5-5 out.
Yeah, this way he mitigated a lot of, you know, technically over 33% of the effectiveness of the Canyons of the Dragons play, right? Yeah, you still has that dragon on board,
right?
But definitely feels bad. You could have had another 5-5 piece out there.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Because Goms isn't really in a position to start facing you down and winning the game next turn, so I think he could have taken a bit more time on that play, played the Albacore, played the Singer, and then still get your free 5-5 out, still develop a giant threat on the board, get your draw, and then in another situation where maybe you are a little more hard-pressed, then you can play your Poseidon. So I think that could have been played differently.
Yeah, the Poseidon pull definitely felt a little bit too early.
Yeah, because would you rather have a 1-3 or a 5-5, right? I think a lot of the time the answer is the more numbers, the better.
Black Iron.
The question is Goms going to take advantage of this potential misplay here? Ah, interesting. That's a pretty cute play.
Oh, okay.
Fancy.
Evo on the Rackham.
Now he can get rid of the dragon, which is one of the bigger threats here.
Stack the deck a little bit more with these artifacts.
How do you want to do this? He values the health on the Rackham more than clearing an additional 1-1. I think that's correct. Especially when the Dragon Craft is also out of evolves here. So Red doesn't have... He has to trade on this with the stuff he has on the board. But of course we know that he has the Adramelech, right? So there's always an option there. And getting the Blazing Breath off the top is extremely good as well.
That's good timing as well.
And this Drakewing can run into the Rackham for free as well. Ooh. That actually went pretty well. Is Delirium going to pull anything? We didn't get to see Gom's draft, so it's interesting. I doubt it. Watch that Lyria pull a Proto Bahamut though.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, not quite. Not quite the card he was hoping for, but this is still okay. You can play all of the Bro family here. They actually are called the Bro family, but I don't know if you...
I don't know how I feel about that. The Bro family.
The Bro Tomoy of the Bro family.
Here we go. Human Pyramid attack now in hand. Is it too little, too late? He's got a wide board here.
That's 5 going to the face. There's no way you trade with this 5-7, right?
Yeah, Lyria pull for red now, too.
Now, if Lyria pulls the portable helmet for red, that would be like the ultimate insultation.
Oh, hold on, 1 second, 1 second.
No, not quite. Still not there. Yeah, it's going face every time. And it looks like this is going to be Red's game here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Again, Dragoncraft has gigantic followers that if you keep using all your removal, they're just going to outvalue you eventually. And that's why Dragoncraft is one of the best classes in the format right now. Now, I would have really liked to see this Kronos come into play and mill Red out, but he's not quite there. Although if he played it here, it wouldn't do anything, but it would have been fun if he got that Kronos a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, not.
That's another card, yeah. Pretty much not used at all in rotation, right?
Yeah, and
then in take 2, we see him sometimes.
You'd think it wouldn't be that good in take 2, but you can actually kind of fiddle around with your deck so that it makes the Kronos good, and then you prevent your opponent from making the best plays they possibly can a lot of the time. Whoa, that's a really good. So when doing pyramid attacks, it gets that random either restore 2 defense to your leader or buff your board by 1. And buffing the board by 1 here let him basically full trade. So that was kind of a gamble, but it really paid off for him there. And I think that was the best play he could have made.
Hit fall on the pyramid.
But I think Brad just has too many resources at this point.
Yeah.
And it's lethal right there.
Yeah.
Because he got the Dragon Horde.
So Red up 1 game over DIS Gums here from Thailand.
And Red's honestly feeling pretty good about that, especially when he's trying to get that revenge against Gums and going up 1-0 in the best of 3.
This is the thing, though, man. When you're up 1 game, sometimes you gotta be able to play the full set.
You get a little cocky, right? Like we've seen plenty of times in the history of competitive Shadowverse, people who go 0-2 at first and then come back in reverse sweep. So
sure.
We'll have to see if Red can keep it up here. But I think he's got the hunger in him to win this.
He was looking good, yeah, and it looked like he looks like the kind of guy who plays better when he feels good about himself, right? And when he's feeling confident. So let's see his draft here this time Dragon style. So
going Dragon again, 2nd time in a row here. I think he might just be really comfortable with this class in the format right now, because Dragoncraft is, it's you have really high value followers, and it's not too tricky to play. Like you don't have to juggle your puppets or anything. You just you go for your game plan, you execute it well, you make the right plays, obviously, you draft well, and hopefully it gets you there. And I think that consistency is what draws Red to this class right now. Ooh, interesting pick.
Adele Beowulf.
Now, we've seen Adele do work, but I think Eliza with the rush is just way too valuable here. Yep.
Yeah, opts for the right side.
Ooh. I think you go Frostfire every time.
Coda and Frostfire Huntress.
Yeah, Frostfire every time.
Yeah,
Frostfire is so good in this format. Dealing 3 damage to a random enemy follower and then locking another one. Letting it not be able to attack.
Red mouthing off now.
He's talking to himself. He's trying to talk through all the options. Or maybe he's talking to his mom. His mom's finally got on board with him playing Shadowverse now.
What if his mom is his coach? What if she's the one just feeding him all the answers?
I feel pretty bad for Red's team if he was consulting his mom instead of his team. So Team Omnibus maybe.
What do you think about this pick, Mom?
Ooh, interesting. I think you go for
this is similar to another pick that he had earlier in the draft as well.
Yeah.
Opting that time to go for the Blazing Breath.
This is an interesting pick. I think you go for the Drakewing. Like, when you see Rush, you usually go for it. The Eliza, again, is a better pick than the Beast Rider here.
Yes, that's the 2nd one he's picked up now.
This is an interesting pick. I think you pick the Divine Retribution. Yep. It's going fast now. Ooh, Poseidon.
Ooh.
Poseidon every time.
Yeah.
Poseidon's a pretty good card, as it turns out. I think both of Dragoncraft's cards in the mini expansion are both extremely good, and you would never be sad to have them. So Dragoncraft really did get a lot of tools with this new injection of cards.
It feels like it was needed, right? Came right at the perfect time, I think.
Yeah, it was rough because at the beginning of the expansion of Brigade of the Sky, everyone was playing Dragon because everyone was super happy about Adramelech and they wanted to try Lindworm out some more.
Yeah.
But then that fell off real quickly when people realized that, hey, instead of being all fancy and trying to get a Lindworm out, how about I just destroy you? And that didn't work out for Dragon very well. But now Dragon has the tools like the defensive tools to come back from that. The Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon feels like an interesting kind of addition to the Dragoncraft gameplay, right? Feels like something that they needed.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure.
It's especially among like big cost followers, right?
I mean, nowadays the board clear in rotation is sort of dwindling with like the rotation of a lot of big guys like Bahamut, right? But Poseidon gives Dragoncraft another extremely good defensive play in the late game to help them come back on the board and win that way. And putting those wards up and then storming your enemy down with like an Azir Haka behind it is extremely strong. And we haven't seen it in the Take-Two format right now, but if any of these players encountered the other mini extension card, Warbreaker Dragoon, I think they would have instant picked that. Because that guy is a 6-play.55 with Rush that discounts 2 cards in your hand and gives them +1 attack. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
That's the thing. Like, it feels like they got more cards that are like newer options for Dragoncraft in general, which is something that I'm sure for Dragoncraft players, that's a breath of fresh air. Oh, yeah. Always really, it's always fun to get new tools to mess around with, right?
For sure, for sure. I mean, as a Dragoncraft main, I've been playing Dragon pretty much nonstop. Any like deck you can think of, I've been playing it because of these new cards. They really breathe life into the class, and now you can play it and feel pretty good about it.
That's fun. That's a good feeling. That's again something that I think it needed for a good while. We were looking for like how does Dragon make itself known in rotation? How does it make headways in this current meta? And it feels like these cards really gave it extra tools to be able to do that. So now let's hop right back into the game. Red up 1 game over Goms.
All right, and remember, this is single elimination, best of 3. If Red wins this game, he's moving on straight away to semis, right?
Goms now on the back foot.
Yeah,
down 1 game. Yeah, and like you said, and for sure, Red now fighting with a vengeance.
Wow, same classes as well. Dragoncraft versus Portalcraft yet again. So this is going to be a repeat for Red, or is Goms going to prove that Portalcraft has what it takes to take it over the Dragoncraft
And
here?
Goms here, man, if he, you have to imagine it's kind of important for him to be able to win this game too, right? He currently is on 5th place on the leaderboards right now.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be the difference of 5 points in terms of leaderboard points. He currently has 52. You know, him getting 14 and him getting 9, that's the difference between getting 2nd or 4th.
Exactly.
In terms of how it's going to finish out.
So Red is really the obstacle course here, and it makes it even better that these two players have history with each other. Red wants to get that revenge against Goms, and Goms desperately wants those points to really put him in the running for that Contenders Cup slot. Again, that Contenders Cup seat is worth so much, because if you win that, you get to go to the World Grand Prix in Japan.
It's worth an opportunity for life-changing money.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, after taxes, you never know. But still, it's pretty good. $1 million US for first place at the World Grand Prix. That's what these players are fighting for. This has sort of been the culmination of the story we've been telling up to this point, right? We've been telling the story of, if these players make it, they're going to get to the World Grand Prix if they make it. And now we're finally getting really close.
Yeah, Goms now, literally he can see it right in front of him, right?
Yeah.
The opportunity to be able to push himself into that top 2. But you got to go over a guy you beat before, but that's the thing, man. Sometimes the devil comes back. You got to beat him again. Red, meanwhile, more than happy to be gatekeeper.
And I think Goms is feeling pretty good about himself in this game compared to last. But he doesn't know that Red has a lot of these extremely strong Take-Two cards in his hand right now. Like the Drake-Wing Assassin, and especially we've been seeing this card all over the place today. This Lowain of the Bro family doing so much work. Because you just get
it's at least the 4th time today.
Yeah. You get 3 more guys out of it, and it's like a not too bad for stats on the curve as well. It's really good.
Red's deck in particular, he got a lot of repeat picks too. A lot of those high-value cards for Dragon, he got multiple copies of. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this works out.
So you think Red's feeling pretty comfortable right now, like hoping that this will be a repeat of the last game?
Yeah, I mean, posture and everything else, you have to feel pretty good about it, right?
He's played this game already.
Yeah.
Like if he wins this again like he did last time, he's in pretty good. He's in pretty good shape. Okay.
So to get back to Gom's side now.
What's the best way to clear this while still developing stuff on your board? I guess you could play the you could play the mech staff.
No, opt for Lyria instead.
That's fine too.
With the Iron Staff mechanic.
If he's playing the Lyria now, that probably tells me that he doesn't have one of those big neutral bombs in his deck.
So he might have more of a mid-based or a kind of aggressive curve to his deck.
It's pretty tough to draw those out with Lyria in this format regardless, because those picks that Lyria usually wants to be getting out are typically legendary cards, and it's rare to get a legendary neutral card in Take-Two, right? Like the Proto Bahamut are quite difficult to get. Well, he has the opportunity of sacrificing the Mystic Artifact here. If he does so, the Rocket Knuckles will deal 6 damage. That seems really tempting here. So you can Rocket Knuckles the 5/6, sacrifice the Mystic Artifact, play a Cruel Puppeteer, and then run everything upstairs. That seems like a really strong play. But again, if you do that, you're going to waste an evolve point, right? That's something to consider. So maybe you run the Lyria into the 2/3.
your last evolve point too.
Yeah, this is happening. I like this a lot. Quite fortunate to have gotten that Mystic Artifact there as well. Enabling that Rocket Knuckles to do a lot of work. But it looks like he is going to use the last evolve point here. He's betting on the fact that, okay, hopefully Red doesn't have a really good clear right now, and Dragon really doesn't at this point in the game. You're really hoping for your Frenzy Drakes near the end. And with this board, not even Force of the Dragon Newt clears this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Goms is counting on. And I don't think Red even got a pick for Force of the Dragon Newt.
Well, he got two, but he opted not to pick them up.
Yeah. I might come back to bite him here, but we'll see how things work out. He's already at 9 defense here. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, before turn 7 too.
This might go the other way. Like we saw the previous game, Dragon versus Portal. Dragon went pretty resoundly here, but Goms is just putting the pressure on. He's kind of running out of fuel, but he's still got some to spare. Like this, and then run the 2 puppets in. And then just everything upstairs.
The thing is, yeah, you said he's running out of fuel, but I mean,
Human Pyramid Attack is coming up soon too.
and he's about to push this lead.
That's a lot of damage.
He very well could run out of steam, but he only needs 1 more hit is the thing.
Red just let out a movement of frustration there. I think he was hoping for one of his clears there, and he just didn't get it.
Opposite just deck. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Just scoop, take your loss, go to the next game.
So now, okay, so
Oh, this is close competition.
now you got to play this set, Red. Now you got to play this set. You were feeling good. You had that first win. Again, this is a rival. This is apparently a Southeast Asia Oceania lore match. So now we're going into the last game of this set. Red, you got to show us something, man. You got to show us you still got it.
Both these players have something to prove here. Red obviously wants to get revenge for the time he lost all those years ago.
And then like just gatekeep. It feels good to deny other people happiness, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Then Goms on the other side, man.
Okay, here we go. Red picking Runecraft.
Yeah, the Rune pick.
You go right every time.
With my favorite collabo
Yeah.
yet for the game. The Fate collabo was, man, I really wish they would bring that back.
Aren't they making a second Heaven Seal? Might come back. Who knows? But hey, another chance at Burgeoning Genius here. Again, you take 2, you take Burgeoning Genius, you take Abyss Summoner every time. Every time.
They got the Zone of the Enders collabo coming up too.
That's true, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. That one in the Fate collabo. I'm definitely I need another Fate collabo eventually. But the Zone of the Enders was that's pretty cool.
Over time, all these collaborations, everyone is here at the end of the day. That'd be great. If we just had people from all over the shop in Shadowverse. Like right now, you can have a Fate character fight a Street Fighter character in Shadowverse.
That's cool.
How does that work? There's another one.
You go left this time, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would have gone right and just been like, yeah, I'm just going to Burgeoning Genius all day. Because that card is insanely good. Oh, that's a new card right there. Vesper Witch Hunter. I think you do take it as well because the Grand Summoning is an insanely strong card to take too as well. Because you summon 3 bodies out of 1 card. Interesting. And wait, there you go. Red just went through that extremely quickly, and Gom's taking his sweet time through his draft.
So Red went Rune. The question is, what does Goms go with?
Well, if Goms gets Portal again, we've seen him consistently pick that. So.
He would opt for that, right? So,
but I think he's taking a long time to go through his draft right now. So I suspect he didn't get Portalcraft this time around, but we'll have to see. And while we're waiting, do you want to do the honors and open that last?
No, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
You're done?
I'm done.
You're salted out?
I just want to.
What if I open this in solo?
No, it's not solo.
What if I open this in solo?
Go run it.
Okay, let's see what's inside.
Run it.
What's in the box? Oh, it's not solo. Okay. You got me there. It's another Zoe. No. Of course I would open a Zoe.
Who made these packs?
What do you mean who made these packs?
Bro, we got
Side Games made these packs, clearly.
Who asked for this? 2 Delafils, 2 Zoes, 2 Korwas. I didn't ask for this. This is like when you get when you get Christmas presents that you just didn't ask for. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I didn't want this sweater.
Well, you can't say that to their face, though, do you?
You could think it.
Yeah, you can think it. That's true. That's the feeling that all of us know at one point in our lives.
But yeah, thanks to you guys tuning in from all over the world to, again, Southeast Asia Oceania Shadowverse Open Brigade of the Skies Take-Two Cup. My name is Majin Obama here with Ignidius. We're bringing you the action of one of the last two, one of the last two Shadowverse Open Cups for the Southeast Asia Oceania region. Big point implications here for the leaderboard that we've been working on. Remember, the top 2 spots get Contenders Cup spots next month at that event that we'll be able to, where players will be able to play for a spot in the World Circuit later this year, World Grand Prix.
Like, we've been saying it throughout this entire year, and it is a massive deal. Like, being able to get into that Contenders Cup, not only is it a fun experience, we get to fight against some of the best players in the region, period.
Yeah.
But if you win that, you get to go to Japan. And of course, all the Weebs are going to like that. And you get to compete in the World Grand Prix. $1 million US dollars, right? This ain't no Zimbabwe dollars. These are US dollars. Okay, that's a lot of cash.
I think Chusan wanted me to show these.
Yeah. What, is that just a crate of a bunch more packs?
Yeah, a crate of packs.
Oh, well.
And if you come out to the Montreal World Circuit event coming up, next weekend?
That's true. Yeah, it's coming up real soon.
You too might be able to get your hands on some of these cards.
So if you're in Canada, or if you're around that area, or you're willing to fly out, make sure to head on over to the Shadowverse World Circuit Montreal 2018, happening at DreamHack there.
That's right. I'll be there. You can shake my hand, take a picture if you give me $5. Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Anyway, going back to
the game. Is that your hustle? Is that how you get in there? I did not know about that.
Gom's running again Portal.
Hey, man. If it works, it works. And it's worked for him in the last game, so maybe he's feeling the positive vibes now. Oh, yeah, and that's a good curve, too. We talked about how good curve Stone is in the early game.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, now, this is interesting to see. I want to see... if you just look at the past 2 games here, they've been exact mirror matches, and now things are finally switching up a little bit.
Is Red... Red, you got to show me something right here, man. Is Red really... came in here strong, was able to take the first game. You're telling me this is a storied rivalry in the Southeast Asia Oceania region. 2 years ago, Goms talked mess about his mom on stage.
That's not
humiliated him.
I don't know about that.
Anyway,
maybe you know better than me.
Anyway, Red right now, he was up 1 game. Did he surrender momentum to Goms? Is Goms going to come in here, run through him, and take this match here in quarterfinals of the Take-Two Cup here?
Man, I wouldn't have asked. Like, this is perfect for this set going down to the last game, eh? Because a lot is on the line for both these players right now. So having this go to the last game, that seems fitting. Oh, and there's the Jessica. Again, that Genesis of Legend is going to do a lot of work in Take-Two. Because, again, Bane is just so good in this format.
Yeah.
Carl, every time.
My man, Carl.
And look at this. That Genesis of Legend is going to not only take Carl above the range of this Jessica being able to trade into it, but also that Bane just makes it more painful as well. Thankfully, the better material does come out and gives Goms a puppet here to trade with. But still, that Genesis of Legend is doing a lot of work this game so far. And the curve on Red's side is insane, because now he can just play the Vesper on the 3-3. Vesper, one of the new mini expansion cards, essentially casting a Mysterian Missile for Earthright effect. So now that the Earth Essence is on the board from the Carl here, deal 3 to the enemy follower and 1 to the enemy leader. That's super efficient. And of course the Bane coming on here as well, making it hard to trade into. Really strong start from Red here.
Yeah.
And he's got good plays going.
That Genesis card has really made the big difference early on in this game.
It's made Gom spend way too many resources to deal with his stuff. It's made this play right here insanely good because now this body is extremely difficult to deal with for Gom.
Perhaps an Evo point investment?
I think so. Or you can just put the board in the way.
Yeah, hide behind it.
No, you have to get rid of it. So then the next play from Red, what is it? He has the Mysterian Wormist potentially for 6. He can end up getting a missile from that, which is pretty good. But I think he probably wants to take... Oh, there's the Virgin Genius as well. Now, Red can play it really fast and loose with his evolves. So he's going to play the Mysterian Blackworm, get the Mysterian Missile, evolve this over the... Oh, actually, sitting. I'm not sure I agree with that. I was going to say that Red, I think, could play it really fast and loose with the evolves here because he drafted 2 Burgeoning Geniuses in his deck. So he essentially has 4 evolve points
4 evolve points, yeah.
So he could have taken the advantage there, but maybe just doesn't see it necessary. He's playing pretty conservatively, though, I think. But maybe just conserving the damage on the Black Orb is the better play. Make Goms has to deal with it instead.
Now the Hearthstone.
Ooh, just going face.
That's how you feel, Goms?
Wow.
And then putting the other curse down out in front as a ward piece. Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
As the Resistance is active, he's going to get another ward piece.
Red has a really good play, though. He could always just play the Lightning Lancer. It's a very much a take-two. Essentially, it's an exclusive take-two card for Runecraft, because it's like a Dragon Warrior, but in Runecraft instead. So not really fitting into Runecraft's rotation-based combo playstyles, but in take-two, it's a really efficient removal. So what he can do here is Lightning Lancer the 3-3, evolve it into the 1-4, and then... or he could Lightning Lancer the 5-5, then use the Mysterian Missile on it, and then leave the 3-3 up, because the 3-3 can't attack anyway.
Let's see what he opts for.
It's an interesting way to play this. But he's committed to this, so I'm assuming the Lightning Lancer
Still has a Mysterian Missile at his disposal, too.
It's true. It's true. So I think if you Lancer the 5-5, play the Missile on the 5-5, and then trade over the 1-4, you can't be too sad about that. But it's kind of sad because you want to connect the 6 to face every time. So Red is taking the time to really think through his options this turn. It's interesting. I think Runecraft in Take-Two has a lot of decision points. More so than, say, Dragon does. So I think Red's really just taking the time to think through everything.
Mysterian Missile on the Evo First Stone.
I see.
Just goes over everything and still maintains the field with a 6-2 and a 5-3 out in play.
It is a little sad that he couldn't connect the 6 to face, but a lot of the time saving your board, forcing them to react to it, or if they can't react to it, still being able to attack the next turn is the better option. So this looks like what Red opted for here. But of course, with this Junk evolve into the 5-3, he can deal with the Mysterian Blackworm, no problem, and then still play a...
Still get the puppets to be able to rock out this dragon.
Again, it's those puppets that make or break puppet when thing too, I think. Portalcraft out there.
And he gets to stack the deck with the Cat Cannoneer, putting those artifacts in there.
Slam Hell Blindy. Hope it hits the Cat Cannoneer. Does it? Hey, sometimes lucky. If that hit twice to face, that would have been a bit of a disaster. But oh, wow. That's interesting. God Bullet Golem. With no artifacts. And that also just comes down right there. Red's wilding out a little bit. He's pretty happy that happened.
Oh, he's feeling himself too, man. He's like, yeah, he's definitely feeling comfortable right now, yeah, with a 15-1 lead.
Yeah.
Airship Whale gonna come into play here.
Wow, that BM from Red, though. And Red knows it, too. Red's taking his revenge from that game 2 years ago. And, like you said, he's blocking Goms from getting those points.
Defending his mother's honor, taking Goms' spot, saying, look, man, it's not that you want to get in the world circuit. You got to hang around. You got to play it out, man.
I like your version of the story better. With the whole defending your... That's more interesting, right?
Yeah,
it's more personal.
Got to rep your set, man. So that's going to do it. Goms now out at, what, tied for 7th place?
And that's got to hurt, right? Because Goms was...
Especially when you're in the mix, man.
Right,
When you're in the mix like that, if he was able to go a little bit further, guarantee himself at least 14 points here with this tournament performance today, would have been in really, really good position to be able to go into that Unlimited Cup next month, be able to, again, make his campaign for that 2nd place spot or that 1st place spot, be able to get into the Contenders Cup that way. But getting denied by Red here, stop sign in top 8. Hold on, not that easy. Now Goms out the race.
It's painful because, like, but after BMA, he's also the only one in this top, the next one in this top 8 that was closest to the top there.
Yeah.
He could have really jumped ahead here, but Red just blocking him at the last second. And, you know, Goms got 3 Portalcraft picks and lost 2 of them. So maybe the way Take-Two is operating is changing. And Red has seen that, and maybe Goms is still back in the old meta.
For sure.
I mean, I still think that Portalcraft is pretty good, but I think the other classes are rising up to meet that. And we see that in that last set there.
That's cool adjustment with the balance changes, right?
For sure.
For sure, like getting new tools like that for some of these other classes to be able to play on that same level that we've seen some of the other classes that have excelled in rotation format and, of course, Take-Two in the past few months. It's cool being able to see them get other tools to be able to play on that same kind of level. Close that gap a little bit. But, yeah, that's going to do it for Goms here. He gets, what, 9 points here today? Gives us about 61 points. But with BMA still in this tournament, you know.
Oh, yeah. If BMA can get, if BMA wins this, he gets a 20 whole points and he just rockets into the lead.
Well, now the big thing is since Goms is out here at 7th place, right? He only gets 9 points. Now, if Goms gets the win, he locks himself. He guarantees himself that spot now.
That's true. Because Goms was the one that was giving Bhima the run for his money in this tournament, and now that Goms is out, Bhima has less to worry about in terms of his security in the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the concern, of course, is Astalos, who currently has 61 points, now tied with Gons, right, at second place.
That's
So
right.
the thing is, Bhima, if you're able to get yourself 20 points here, man, you put yourself out of reach of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And you lock up that first place spot.
Things are getting real intense, especially like you said, this is the second to last tournament of the season.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Like, next tournament, it's the last
It
chance to get
happened
points.
fast, it really did.
Yeah, time flew. And now it's starting to really matter. So if Astalos X comes in next tournament and he gets a really good showing, you never know how things are going to shake out for the Contenders Cup.
Yeah, pretty much. That's who we're going to be looking for, next month, right? It's going to be pretty much Astalos and Glow
Oh, by the way, while we're on the standings
and
here,
Goms.
I did want to bring up that Bhima, he's now in Team Astron now. He's got a team to represent him. After the World Circuit showing, he's got a team now. I really like that. Like, from the beginning, we're basically seeing these players come up, find their teams, we're seeing the scene actually grow from that point.
Yeah, was competing with Goms, his teammate, actually, today.
Oh, yeah, that's true now. Well, they weren't teammates before, but now they are. That's really cool to see. And, I mean, just in general, all these teams picking up competitive Shadowverse players now. As we get towards that World Grand Prix, things are starting to pick up.
You look at that, man, but the difference between first place and the top 7 spots, man, 9 points, less than 9 points separate all of them.
It's really close. It's a heck of a rat race, that's for sure. And then next month is going to make or break some of these positions and see who goes to the Contenders Cup.
And it's pretty much those pretty much from 2nd to 7th place. All of those guys are definitely still in the running going into next month's event. It's gonna be crazy, man.
And I think a lot of these players are also more comfortable with constructed formats than they are with Reno, because that's what they are able to grind more and more of. So if they come in here, and maybe if they didn't have such a great showing this time around, they come in next month and really kill it, things could really change here. And you could be part of this too, by the way, as long as you head on over to shadowverseopen.com for all the information. And because these tournaments are free to enter, and there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, they're free to enter, and also this game is it's relatively easy to pick up and get into, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, you gotta give your man Ignidius some love, man. Head over to his YouTube channel. He has lots of video content to be able to help you guys get started and start your own Shadowverse journey. Be able to play for $1 million like this. You guys can be a part of it, just like you're watching right now. You're watching these players sit down, play in these open bracket tournaments. You guys can be a part of it. Again, shout out to Ignidius' YouTube. Once again, Ignidius LP on YouTube. Make sure you go there. Watch some of the beginner resources videos that he have. They're really helpful in terms of learning how to get into the game. And also, to stay up to date with everything Shadowverse, please, guys, on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, make sure you guys follow Games Esports to stay up to date with everything going on with the Shadowverse community.
And shadowverseopen.com, again, to keep up to date with all the tournaments and see which ones you can enter coming up. Lots of events coming up, building up towards these Contenders Cups.
These last 3 months or so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as we go into September, October, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on, not just in Southeast Asia, of course, but, got to talk about Pan America, got to talk about Europe. There's stuff going on all over the world for this game right now.
And the World Circuit tournament is coming up real soon as well for North America right now. DreamHack Montreal, Shadowverse World Circuit, DreamHack Montreal 2018, coming up September 7th to 9th. Really close. Yeah. So again, if you're in the area, if you're in the NA region, or you're willing to fly out, definitely join that. You can get some of these sweet real-life cards as well, so it's always worth it.
They're handing out T-shirts, wall scrolls, everything you want, man, everything you could possibly dream of. It's going to be there. So, guys, make sure you come on out. Make sure you, again, come and be a part of it.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm really excited to see how these next few games play out, right? Because like we were talking about, a lot of these players are names we've seen, and they've been consistent grinders, and most of the names in the top 8 so far have been people who have been in the top 10 on the leaderboard. Like, I think Riripone is in...
Riripone is currently occupying that 6th place spot.
Yeah, and he's still in it, too. He's fighting. And he's grinding every single tournament he can as well. Like, we've seen him consistently make these finishes, these top 8 finishes, every time we've seen him. And I saw him in the World Circuit a couple weeks ago.
Doing his thing, yeah.
He's really proven himself. And I remember back when the first tournament we casted Riripone in, he was sort of nervous, and he's really stepped up as a player. So that's the next game, going into this now.
Ren now moving on through semifinals, playing in his semifinals match up against opponent here. Farb, who's the opponent in semifinals for Red? Oh, Bhima and Red
Ooh.
going at it. Yeah, so here we go.
Ooh. This is spicy. So
Red, you came through. You put the stop sign to Gom's face. You said, no, gatekeep.
oh yeah.
Right? You want to get those points? Got to go through me, dog. Not going to happen. Now, Bhima, if you're going to punch your ticket for Grand Finals here today at the Take-Two Cup and secure, lock up your spot, again, playing for that, right? You got to go through little Red. Red who came through last month, man, winning that rotation cup.
Oh, yeah. And just last set, too. I mean, imagine if in this tournament, Red blocks both Goms and Bhima from getting points while he's not even in the top leaderboards. That'd be insult to injury right there.
It's fun, though, man. It's fun. Sometimes, look, man, you just want to go to the beach and kick other people's sandcastles down, right? Sometimes there's fun in that. Just denying other people their drink. What? What, just running around? Yeah, just...
I don't know, man. Mostly it's children building sandcastles. Are you going to run out on the beach and kick down children's sandcastles?
Well, I mean, that's what Red's doing in this tournament. That's what he's
true.
That's what Red's doing.
I mean, proverbially.
He stands nothing to gain from this. He stands nothing to gain from this. You know, kind of out of reach in terms of the leaderboard stuff, right?
It's true.
But he's just running here. Okay, you guys think you're nice? You think you're going to the... You think it's that... you think it's that... It's that easy to get your puncher tickets to the World Circuit? Not on my watch. Just running around just kicking out sandcastles.
There's a casual, you know, like whatever it was, 6-month hiatus, come back in, win everything, deny you your entrance to the Contenders Cup.
Win your bots rotation cup. Come to the bots Take-Two. Now he's, you know, guaranteed at least top 4 at this point.
I mean, if he wins this and then wins Unlimited, he's like up 60 points out of nowhere after coming in from the end of the year.
That's something to consider. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be nuts. But we'll have to see if Red has the chops for it. He's showing so far that he's really getting in there and making these performances happen.
So we'll see what happens. We're going to hop into the game now. This is Bhima going up against your man Red. All
right. And, you know, like we said, Bhima has a lot more to gain here.
Yeah.
Getting those points, he's already at the top. If he can extend his lead, he doesn't have to worry so much about that.
And let's talk about this, Ignatius. Southeast Asia, Oceania, New Zealand Civil War right here.
Oh, yeah.
DIS Bhima going up against Red. Kiwis in the air, flags in the air, whatever you got, man. Shouts to New Zealand right here. So, going at it. Runecraft versus Portal. We just watched this match, right?
Yep. And we saw the Runecraft come out last time.
But on the other side, right? Yeah, on the other side.
Things are flipped this time. Red is now playing the Portalcraft. So, how is this going to work out? Now, again, it depends. Did Bhima get those key Runecraft cards that are extremely good in the format right now? Did he get the Burgeoning Geniuses? Did he get the Abyss Summoners? And perhaps more importantly than that, did he get enough burn to finish things out? Because I think that if you can get on the board, deal enough damage, you'll be able to win against the Portalcraft before they get too much value on the board. Well, he's got a pretty good curve now. He's got the Beast Face Mage coming out on 2. And this is going to go really well over what Red has on turn 2 right now with this Flower Doll. Ooh, yeah. Bit tough. Do you even want to play the Flower Doll here? I guess you have to, but really doesn't feel very good,
Yeah,
huh?
it feels awkward, right?
But at least you can take it out with the Puppet, but you're also giving them 2 Earth Essences there. And I think the strongest way to build Runecraft in Take-Two is the Earthright package, because you have all that burn in that package as well. Bhima is just going to curve out here, play the 3-drop onto the 2-drop, and hope things work out. Looks like he's got some pretty good Earthright synergies already. He's got the Grand Spire in hand for some nice damage there. He's got the Loria.
Cat Cannoneer coming through, going to summon a Puppet.
It's pretty good. So
fly with this Beast Phase Mage.
Red is going to be able to take the board back a little bit, but he's not developing his own board at all, so it's still on Bhima's court.
Yeah, just neutralize the threats, right?
So do you play the Bellringer Angel, or do you play the other one, the 3-4 for 4 here? Like, would you rather have the attack value on board, or just have the additional draw? Is the question. Other option is to play double Earth Essence and then Happy Pig, and then next turn you're setting up those Grand Spires to do a lot of work. So lots of different choices for Bhima here. I think there's really 3 plays. It's either the... Yep, he's going to go for the one with the biggest attack value.
I like that we can see the reflection of the screen in Red's glasses. I like that whole angle.
Well, like it's the cinematography.
Yeah, I mean it's mad anime, isn't it? Like
yeah,
we can see the monitor, but we can also see the madness in his eyes. It's awesome.
That's true.
Meanwhile, Bhima is just like Gendo Ikari at the top, just like
well, like his chin in his hands.
It's like getting the robot, kid. Your mom never loved you.
Wow.
So here you go. Red with okay fingers. Feeling good.
Yeah, because he does get another puppet out of this, which is really nice. And that Cruel Puppet Master does a lot of work in this format. Again, puppets super important for Worldcraft to take too. But now Bhima's putting down these Earth Essences, setting up for these Grand Spires to just take back the board from him at any moment. Oh yeah, Kukuru, insane. Just able to clear this board incredibly well. And if this Kukuru sticks, it'll get so much more value over time as well, because it'll deal the free 2 damage before it deals any damage in return, right? So I think Bhima is absolutely going to play one of these Grand Spires on the Kukuru. How do you want to deal with the Camus, though? Is the other question? Wow! Interesting.
Opts for the Europa instead, actually.
That's a lot of dirt on the board with, but he does have the 3 Grand Spires at least. So next turn,
my man's room is filthy right now. He's got dirt everywhere.
I mean, compared to his real life room, which is extremely
he's just
sterile.
white, just pristine. For all we know, he's in New Zealand prison right now. They just gave, like, look at this. It's just white wall.
Is that what it is like in New Zealand prison? It's one of those ones that it's like more based on rehabilitation.
Yeah, like
they
give you laptops and like 56K.
Yeah, they give you like basketball court.
It's not like Oz. I know that shows before your time. Here we go. Red opting the Evo here.
Oh, going super aggressive here.
Punch him in the face. No, not even punch. Gunshots.
That's right. What are we talking about with Portalcraft this entire time? That's all they do is shoot their guns.
Bearing arms, man. No license to carry. Just running up everywhere.
Here comes the Grand Spire Tempo Swings. That's still 3 damage to face, though.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
Do you just play double Grand Spire here? Or what do you want to do? Like, you don't really want to spend your Evolves, right? But you also want to beat Evolve or something. I think you Happy Pig Evolve over this. I think you gotta. There it is.
You called it.
Happy Pig is a really good Evolve as well, because you're starting to run low on that defense. You want to get that heal in. Now, how do you feel about Happy Pig's voice there? Some people love it. Most people love it. I think it's like actually kind of creepy.
I can't even hear what he's saying. Is he saying like Onara?
No clue.
Onara?
Listen, man.
That means fart in Japanese. Is that what he's saying?
You know better than me. That'd be hilarious.
I honestly can't hear. I can't hear out my left ear.
Here comes the Prime Artifact. Okay, the Prime Artifact is one of the best artifacts to take too, because it just comes back every single time. How BMA is going to deal with this is a question entirely. I don't think he really has the... Although I might be speaking too. And I was going to say, I don't think he has the burn to carry him through this, but he does have Chain Lightning and the Grand Spire, and he's putting up a lot of board.
And he's got less than 3 cards in his hand too.
Oh yeah. So that Chain Lightning is coming back too.
Yeah. Chain Lightning, of course, has the effect if you have less than 3 cards in your hand, you get another one.
Yeah. And that's
just for using it.
Recycling resources in Take 2, like we've been saying this entire time.
And it's burn damage, like you said, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of the new cards Runecraft got in the new set are burn damage oriented as well. So it all just really fits together really nice to make Runecraft a much better class than it was before in this format.
I like this, though. It feels like Bhima, if you're going to punch your ticket for Grand Finals, you got to go. Red is feeling way too good right now, man.
Look at that smile on his face,
That's
man.
what I'm saying, man. This dude is feeling himself way too hard. Bhima, if you're going to get it done today, man, you got to go over this kid.
Well, that's because that Prime Artifact keeps coming back. That's what's making Red feel so good right now. Like, how do you deal with a 5/5 that comes back every single turn? And the answer is, you can't.
He's cheating. You can't.
Or you just outrace him. And that's the plan now. Chain Lightning. Face. He might be able to pull this off, man. Next turn, he can Chain Lightning for 6 damage?
Yeah, that's 6. And then, yeah, punch for 3 maybe, right?
Maybe.
See if these sticks. See what sticks or what's left after.
Well, Lokio out of nowhere.
It's a nasty eyeball.
One of the new cards that gain stats when you go into Resonance. Pretty nasty in Take 2 if you can't remove it, actually. Wait a minute. So it's Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning, Goblin goes face.
Could do that. That's tough, though. Are you really going to leave all this damage up on the board?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage up on the board to just miss lethal like
I think you just Grand Spire. You Grand Spire the 5/3. You're Chain Lightning the face. You have to Grand Spire the 5/3. You can't take 5 damage like that. Come on. I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
You called it Grand Spire.
Oh,
I didn't compromise.
Lokio, actually.
And now it puts it in Red's court.
I really like that play, actually, because Bhima doesn't know what's in Red's hand. And if Red had a lot of draw cards, he could have made that Malokio much larger. But look at that! Just got it! Top deck Divine Retribution. Wait, what? Wouldn't he have won there with the Blood-Fed Flowerbed proc?
It doesn't matter. Red opted out of the game.
That's interesting. Why did Red scoop there? He was 1 off, and if he ended his turn, he would have gotten 1 damage with that Blood-Fed Flowerbed, right?
The worst kind of quick.
Am I thinking about this wrong? He did 9 damage. Bhima had 1 damage, 1 health. He had 3 health. End the turn, Blood-Fed Flowerbed procs, and he wins the game, and instead he decides to concede?
Who does that game go to? I mean, he conceded, right?
So, I mean, it has to go to Bhima because he conceded.
Ignatius, hold on. The veins in your neck, you're starting. Calm down.
I'm just confused.
Let's settle down. Look, in the heat of confusion, you have to have a cool head. What happened?
All right. I think maybe he just forgot that the Blood-Fed Flowerbed was going to go off.
Yeah, I think so too. Because he definitely hit concede with the quickness.
Yeah.
He definitely retired.
He had that 3 defense left, right? Am I thinking so? Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Did he see something I didn't, right? Because we're the casters here.
You have to, you always have to, I always assume that, right?
Yeah. So, he had 3 defense left. The Blood-Fed Flowerbed would have procced before Bhima could have done any additional damage. He would have been put to 2. Bhima would have been put to 0. All he had to do was click the end turn button. I'm pretty sure.
Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. So, that game has to go to Bhima because Red conceded, but that was weird.
Definitely an interesting exchange towards the end there, but here we go. Now rocking that blade.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. Maybe there's something I missed there, but
right
it
side,
doesn't seem that way.
Right side or left side with Tycoon.
Oh, going right there.
Yeah.
No. I think Tycoon's a really good card to take.
Mr. Full Moon, twirl that mustache. No. Savage Swordsman, Kuhlin. That's a. What do you go with Nonja?
Sorry, I'm still shook from that. Okay, I need to move on from that game. I'm running through all the calculations in my head of that.
You gotta just let it go, man.
I guess so.
It's a tournament, bro. It's a tournament, man. You gotta just let it go.
I guess he just forgot about the Blood-Fed Flowerbed.
That happens too, though, man. Yeah, we saw it quite often at the Shadowverse World Circuit.
It's true.
Events, right? In Tour and in Singapore. Sometimes you play in tournament match. You've been playing all day. You make mistakes. It just happens.
That's the way it is sometimes. It's true. Oh, Genesis of the Legend is so strong. We've seen it be so strong. So I think you definitely take the Genesis.
Especially when you get them legs next to him.
Yeah.
Pick up the Tart Man, too.
I was going to say, especially when you're playing Swordcraft and you have a bunch of 1/1s that you're making even stronger with Bane.
Yeah.
But yeah, the legs on Tart Man are pretty good, too. I will concede.
There's a really funny YouTube video out there. Never mind.
Oh, yeah? You going to let that hang?
No.
Come on, man. What are you going to say?
I believe somebody out there knows what video I'm talking about.